Stuttgart.
Earl Skakel in the house. Cause I'm the nature born. Fuck yeah. Some pussy in this parking lot.
Fuck yeah. Stuttgart.
Earl Skakel in my house. Cause I'm the nature boy. Maybe I'll interview one of those illegal t-shirt people. They're all over this place, man. Earl Skakel. Earl Skakel.
Whoa. Is in the house. Earl Skakel is in the house. Fuck yeah, baby. Oh, you want to watch The Homeless? Earl Skakel in the house. I know what you guys want to talk about. I know my fans. Come on now. Everyone, get the adrenaline flowing. Let's have a good hour stream. This is your stream, baby. Buddhist priest in the house. I buy from your mama, Justin. The best troll in the game. Justin in the house. Don't worry about where my shirt. This is Shirtless Sundays, baby. 50. Whoa. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. 57 years old, baby. Look at these deltoids. Fuck yeah. Sorry about that, man. I'm a one-man army. Earl Skakel. I play the skin flute. Earl Skakel live Sunday night. We are Shirtless Sundays. You know, I got to show those skin to make the money, honey. Yes, I'm Clark Kent in the house. Welcome aboard. You know, we're just a friendly stream here. You know, we don't talk about anything specifically. And no, we don't do the Ramadan. We don't do the Arab stuff in here. We don't do the Ramadan stuff. You know, been a big weekend in the world. I gave up doing streams for an hour and a half for $2.99. So I have a goal: PayPal, Skinflint, Venmo. I'm just kidding around. I'm just fucking around. I'm in a good mood. You know, had a good set last night at the Comedy Store. And here we are in my house. Yes, we do have special Clark Kent with Stuart Copeland's alternative punk band. I used to go Just TB. You might know this. I know you're a local yokel, or you were a local yokel. I used to go to Stuart Copeland's Brothers Bar in Beverly Hills to chase some punani. It's called the Backstage Bar. In Beverly Hills. And let's just say on most nights, I was successful. Last time I saw George Perez, I think I might have seen him last night in passing. All good. It was good. I had to follow a very funny Justin Ybarra, one of my good friends, Miles Copeland. I think it was Miles Copeland. And the cool thing about, good night, Why Can't? The cool thing about this bar was it was decorated with thousands, I mean thousands of legitimate, really cool backstage passes. So you would see like, you know, Quiet Riot, All Access Pass, Us Festival. And it was the actual, you know, the pass. And, you know, the Police Synchronicity Tour at the Forum, you know. And always had a lot of hot girls in the place. And Miles was always there. I had Liam Neeson once so drunk there he tried to fight me. What up? Peoria, Illinois in the house. LA Kings also fired their coach Jim Hiller today. Only the Kings would fire their coach after a 1-0 shutout win last night in Calgary. No, against Calgary in Los Angeles. So, you know, it was, and they play tomorrow night, Colorado. Yikes. Alabama in the house. I used to date a girl from Decatur, Alabama. Julian, you know we don't do all caps in here, baby. But welcome to the Earlverse Sunday night edition. Shirtless Sundays it is. Tomorrow night I will be hosting Potluck at the world famous Comedy Store. Potluck is a big deal for younger and older comics trying to get in at the Comedy Store. So it's fun for me to be able to do it. Earl, I keep hearing Stuttering John being compared to Andy Kaufman and Lenny Bruce. I do look like a mongoloid version of Joe DeRosa. I can't even get mad at you for that. That's a good heckle. See, I appreciate the heckles. I mean, yeah, I watched the Would Hagler Make Like Work out of Canelo. I mean, I don't know. It's you're looking at something. I don't know. I mean, um, well, I mean, seeing you look like Joe DeRosa, let me put it this way: it's not exactly a compliment. I do have a nice chest. I have my Paul Stanley chest hair. All right. Well, I mean, I'll take that. I'll take that. You guys, some of you. I mean, the thing with Hagler and Canelo is it was just a different era. I mean, it's like I got into a debate once about, how good Babe Ruth would be in today's game, and I don't think Babe Ruth would be a good player. Like he was just a fat, out of shape drunk, but he was a dominant athlete in that era. Um, it's orange flavor, orangeade. Thank you very much. Like I don't think Babe Ruth could come close to hitting Randy Johnson. You know, and now what would happen if you put Barry Bonds in the 1927s? He'd probably have 200 home runs a season. Um, Earl, are you a dating? I don't talk about my personal life in this live stream because then you guys try and find out who it is. And, I mean, when I had my fiance, you guys were contacting her. Some of you were trolling her. So, no offense, but you guys will never know who I'm dating, fucking, or doing anything that ends in ing with. Um, the last time I've had a milkshake, man, I can't even years. Yikes. Some people are very weird. Thank you, thank you. I do have a deep baritone voice, and it pays the bills. Thank you very much, Mom and Dad. Um, I mean, you just can't. I mean, me personally, I think Hagler would kill Canelo because you look at any heavyweight, any fight, middleweight, lightweight fight, heavyweight fight from the 70s, like that. I mean, they were allowed to basically headbutt each other, low blows where you're basically warned, but it's still allowed to do them. I can't do falsetto. I can go pretty deep, like Darth Vader deep. Yeah, let's support the Shirtless Streams by hitting the like and subscribe button. It's not that hard to do. I'm not asking you guys for money. Just hit the like and subscribe button. What up? What up? Here's the thing. I do go up against Ron Perlman for voiceover work. I go up against Dylan McDermott, Patrick Warburton, who else? Billy Brown, who's a famous black actor. Um, isn't Billy Mays dead? I'm pretty sure I would beat him out. No, I walk into every voiceover audition with no shirt on. That's why I don't book a lot, because they kick me out of the audition before I can go, well, Calrissian, did he survive? Ron Jeremy's not going on any auditions. I can assure you of that much. No booze, no booze. Well, Billy Brown is he does the Few the Proud, the Marines voiceover. And if you ever watched Sons of Anarchy, he was the bad guy August Marks in seasons 5 through 7, and you know, I don't know about that. Listen, if I'm a failing comic, then I'm doing pretty good for a failing comic. Do I ever get nervous before going on stage? I get excited. I don't get nervous. Like, I don't mean this in a cocky way, but like, I know I'm good enough to perform on any stage in the country. And I can follow anybody. I followed Chappelle, and I did fine. I'm not putting myself on Chappelle's level. I'm not. But I'm just saying I had to follow him one night to a black crowd, and I did fine. I had to follow Dustin Barr last night, killing. I mean, killing. I did fine. So I get excited. Like, yeah, I can't wait to get out there. Like a nervous anticipation. But I'm not like, oh my God, can I do this? Now, I'm an unknown comic, that's for sure. But, for an unknown comic, I'm doing pretty good. At least good enough for my satisfaction. Comedy does take thick skin. You gotta I got heckled last night. You gotta you have to have alligator-like skin. You just do. And most don't. Most just, they have a script, and if they have to deviate from the script, it doesn't go well. I mean, you look at Stuttering John last night, or not last night, Friday night. He had a script. The script in this case was literally taken from him, and he had no tools in the toolbox to navigate. It's Shirtless Sundays, baby. So, what I would have done if someone, first of all, I don't mind Tommy Jordan. I've warmed up to him a little bit, but if him or anyone else would have come on stage and tried to take whatever I had in my hand, I'm giving them a punch to the face. That's my world. This, to a comic, the stage is their home. And no, I don't even like it when people in the front row put their feet up on the stage. So, I don't think Tommy should have done that. But I also think John could have easily pivoted into, okay, I'm going to do my jokes now. And it's inconceivable that he did 7 minutes. He didn't even get to the 10-minute mark, and then just walked off the stage when he's was, I think, contracted to do. Now, I've never heard of a comedy club headlining someone and having them only do 35 minutes. I mean, that's usually almost what the feature act does. But I've never played Rodney's. So it's crazy to me. I will be in attendance at AEW next Sunday. Crazy to me that headlining that club is 35 minutes. But he easily could have just gone into the jokes. And I bet he could have won. Whoa. He could have won that crowd over. Yeah, there's going to be some people in that crowd who are not going to like him no matter what he did. But you know what? They paid their money. Deal with it. Yeah, sometimes I'm lazy. Fornicate. Earl, what is the Western Conference always better than the Eastern Conference teams? Well, I don't know if that's the case. I mean, the last 2 Stanley Cup champions were the Florida Panthers. So, I mean, it's, I think, Emma, if you don't like my stream or how I look, get the fuck out. I really don't care if you're here or not, I love how people come into my stream and tell me what to do. I mean, do you really think you're going to tell a comic of 25 years how to work his stream? I don't want you to leave, but if you don't like my presentation, then fucking go to Stuttering John's stream. Good luck with that. Um, so, I mean, here's who got fucked over the most is the wait staff, the bartenders. Let me explain to you how the world of comedy works from an employee perspective. Now, someone told me there were 10 comics on that show. Um, I don't know how many comics were on the show, but I would say as soon as you sit down in a comedy club, you at least this is how the Comedy Store works. You hand over your credit card, you do a 2-drink minimum for each person at your table, and then you leave the credit card open in case you want a 3rd drink, in some cases a 4th drink. And then, about 40 minutes into the headliner's set, you do the check drop. It takes about another 20 minutes to settle up. So by him doing only 7 minutes, you've got bartenders making drinks for tables that may have left already. You've got bartenders making drinks for people who haven't given them their credit card yet. I'm going to guess they had a limited drink item, a drink menu, maybe basic beers and water. And so now you've got the waitresses running around trying to close out tabs, give back credit cards, get credit cards. And, I don't know how Rodney's works, but, if the club gets stiffed, so if someone drank 2 drinks, 3 drinks, maybe their first drink, and they didn't give their credit card yet, and they just walk out, the waitress, that money's on the waitress or the bartender. So that's what I think was the most fucked up part of Friday night. Well, I mean, they clearly, you could tell it was a C room, like not even a B room, when not only was someone allowed to go on stage and introduce Stuttering John, like Kumia should never have been allowed on that stage. And he's allowed to go back and sit in a seat. You had Tommy Jordan walk on the stage, make contact with the performer. He wasn't warned. He wasn't kicked out of the club. And he's allowed to sit back in his seat. Like, that's fucking nuts. I can tell you last night when I was at the Comedy Store, if someone went on stage trying to interact with me, they wouldn't be warned. They would be kicked out and banned from the club for life. But that's the Comedy Store. You're talking the difference between an A room and a C room. And that's not putting Rodney's down. It's just, that's the difference. Comedy Store has 0 tolerance for heckling or certainly any type of physical interaction between the entertainer and a crowd member. It's just not going to happen. I mean, last night, I'll give you a perfect example. Don Barris was getting heckled by this really drunk girl. She was warned once, second time kicked out. Now, I don't think she was banned from the club, but like, they don't fuck around. So, that's the difference between clubs. I mean, if I were the club, common sense would have dictated, hey, it's going to be a rowdy group. Let's have maybe a local comic. Maybe a big local comic. Like size-wise. Like, say they have a comic the size of Stevie Lou, who's like, a big dude. You just tell the local comic, listen, you'll get 5 spots this month. we're not going to pay you. All you have to do is stand by the entrance of the stage, make sure no one tries to get on stage. Something to that effect. I mean, I could tell you, like last night, Dave Chappelle was at the Comedy Store and he performed in the Belly Room. And they have a strategy when Dave is there to ward off any hecklers. Not that Dave needs help with hecklers, but they have a system in place. Okay, if something goes down, Dave can go out the back stairwell. His car's right by the back stairwell. Like there's a strategy in case any possibility goes down. The Rodneys didn't seem to know what they were doing, but it shouldn't be a surprise. It's a C club. Um, well, listen, I don't know Stuttering John. I mean, I've done one show with him at the Comedy Store. I'm not gonna. It'd be cool if I piled on him and said he stunk. It was a Robert Schimmel tribute show, but it was a bunch of Comedy Store paid regulars and John. And, respectively speaking, I would say John was probably the weakest comic. Now, you had me, Sam Tripoli, Tony Hinchcliffe, Adam Hunter, Carmen Morales, who's a very funny female comic. I mean, that's a very strong lineup. So, John just kind of meandered around on stage. I think he was a little tipsy, not drunk, but tipsy. So last night, I think any one of those other people I just named could have navigated out of that situation pretty easily. So, um, you know, yeah, Danhausen, yeah, F. Lifshitz, that's a fact. Oh, someone asked me a question. Would I sit there and read Jeff Ross's like allegations or whatever? I wouldn't. I wouldn't waste my time on Jeff. So that's the problem. I think where John doesn't do himself any favors is he talks a big game. He talks about what a great comic he is and how he's the man, he's the headliner, he's more famous than everyone. And then you leave the stage after 7 minutes. If I was the booker and or owner of that club, I would not have paid him. Because I was once backstage at an event several years ago where Nick Swartzen was opening up for Screech. Screech was the bigger name, so he was the headliner. And Nick's a very funny comic. You can agree to disagree on that. He might be a little less hungrier now, but back then he was, I'm going to be a famous comic. And he was very funny, very funny. There's no way Screech was going to be able to follow that. So Nick does like 25 minutes. Screech goes out there and he's bailing after about 7 to 10 minutes, and he walked off stage. And the owner of the club was like, "Get back out there, bro. I'm not paying you unless you get out there and do your time." So he was basically forced to go back out there and bomb for 40 minutes. So that's, if I were the owner of Rodney's or the booker, I'd be like, "Bro, I'm not paying you till you go. I don't care how rough this crowd is. I think someone said he was paid $400. You're going back out there or you're not getting paid." So, what are you going to do? I mean, I did, yeah, but you didn't see him when he was first starting out, Jason. I'm not trying to tell you who you should think is funny or not. I'm just saying when he was young and hungry, like, and wanted it, he was, I mean, I opened up for him a few times in California. I never traveled with him. And he was pretty fucking funny. And this was before he, not relied on, but before he, leaned into the Sandler stories and whatnot. He was doing like 30, and you got to understand, he could do an hour in his sleep. So to do a tight 25 minutes, it's like hit after hit after hit after hit. And Screech was in a no-win situation. So it was very funny to watch. When are you going to headline big guy? I already do. So, and I wouldn't be bragging about headlining Rodney's. I wouldn't leave the state of California to headline Rodney's. And, the fact of the matter is, my main income is from voiceovers. So I don't headline unless the gig pays really well. So, I headlined the Comedy Store main room last night. I made more money last night than most feature acts do in a weekend. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that's why I don't do the road. That's why you'll never see Earl Skakel at Rodney's this Friday night. So, you got to know how to spell Bert Kreischer's last name for the insult to really pop, John, or Mr. Bigglesworth. Let's have a good time. You trolls, try and be human for once. I give you, I have paid my dues. That's a fact, Jack. But, what's your message to the world? To be funny on a live stream if you're trolling under a fake name and no photo. Be better. What's up, brother? How was your weekend? My weekend was good. I don't know who that is, so yes, I have Buddhist Praise. I would not leave California they only have one show too. That's when you know a club is really bad. When you only have one show on a Friday night. That ain't good. And 10 comics on it. That's crazy. That show could have been decent if you just had the local host, you bring up Kiki, you bring up Gino, and then you bring up Stuttering John. So, what are you going to do? Earl Skakel Live, Shirtless Sundays in the house. We'll go about another half hour, guys. What did you think about Tommy storming the stage and ripping John's nose? Garrett, I'll be honest with you. If Tommy did that to me, or anyone, not just Tommy, they're getting a right cross to the jaw. The stage is my home. When I'm on that stage for an hour, 30 minutes last night, it's my stage. Like I said earlier, I don't even like people putting their feet up on the stage. It's kind of rude. Now, the Comedy Store is different because, they scan, metal detectors, so no one's going to bring a weapon in there. But, If that was me Friday night, Tommy would be eating through a straw tonight. But that's, I'm a comic, so that's my workspace. Now, I might call up someone on stage to do a bit or whatever, but it's very rare. And if I see them coming, and if it's a big guy or whatever, I'm going to grab the microphone stand and spear them in the stomach. So I am talking about fighting hecklers. But not hecklers, people who try and get on the stage. Hecklers, I'm never going to fight a heckler because they're never going to say anything that's going to hurt my feelings that bad. I've been doing it for so long. There's nothing you're going to say to me that's going to hurt my feelings that bad. I've done Kill Tony 6 times. So, I've seen plenty of fights at the store. Probably the best example of like something similar that happened on Friday night to me was one night I'm in the main room. It's packed. And my name's on the wall of the #1 club in the country, baby. So you got to come at me with a little more than, you're not funny. But if you don't think I'm funny, leave the stream. I don't give a fuck. So it's about 400 people in the main room one night. It's a Saturday night. It's packed. It's great energy. I walk on stage into the back. If you've ever been in the main room of the Comedy Store, it's a big room. And there is a very rowdy table in the back. like Raider fan rowdy. And I remember I am a Dan Tana's regular. You know, some of you in here couldn't afford the valet at Dan Tana's. I can afford the off the menu items, bitch. So I knew when I walked by, because in the main room you have to walk in the back row and you got to kind of cut through the lobby to get to the green room. I knew as soon as I walked by this table, they were trouble. They were saying some pretty inappropriate things to the female comic on stage. Um, and yeah, 100%. This is my kitchen. You're not getting in it. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sylvester. So I get on stage, and within 30 seconds, and I'm wearing my leather outfit and whatnot, really drunk Mexican guy at this table goes, "Take off your pants, you maggot." And I instantly shot back, "You're calling me a maggot when you're at a table with 5 guys and 2 girls who look like guys?" And they tried to storm the stage. Now, the Comedy Store has probably 5 security in the main room alone, so they never got to me. One guy got pretty close, and I put my hands around the mic stand, and if he got on that stage, he was going to get the mic stand to the gut. And if that didn't knock him down, I was just start swinging. And then that table got kicked out, and there was a huge brawl outside with the security staff and them. As I'm still on stage, I'm unaware of the fight. So, you know, that's how I deal with someone trying to hit the stage. Now, I've never had that happen outside of that incident. But if I saw Tommy Jordan or anyone, um, if they got on stage, I'm throwing. And that's self-defense. Because, I'm going to assume I did not see any security in that club. So I'm going to assume that anyone could bring a weapon into that place. I didn't see metal detectors. I didn't see a wand. Now, maybe there was. I don't know. I mean, when John went to go fight Stevie Lou, it seemed like there was not a doorman there. So if I'm playing a club like that and I see someone coming on stage, it's punch first, no questions. So, I mean, Stevie Lou's a big guy. It would probably be a good fight. So, well, I don't know about legend, Mr. Bigglesworth. But, Earl, you ever worry about? No, I mean, like I said, the Comedy Store, like they've got a security guard in the parking lot. They've got a security guard at the end of the driveway. So when the comics leave, if there's any trouble, that's going to be addressed. They've got 2 security guards at the front entrance. They've got 2 security guards at the main room entrance. And they've got probably 3 security guards walking around the club at all times. So I'm pretty fucking, or any comic, not just me, is very protected there. Now, if I'm at Rodney's and there's looked to be no security there, and I'm like I said, as soon as I hit the stage, I'm a Battlestar Galactica droid. I'm reading the room. I'm saying, okay, this guy might try and hit the stage, and how big is he, and blah blah blah, So, but here's where I'll stick up for John in this sense. I don't think Tommy should have hit the stage. But I also don't think Tommy ruined the show, because that bit of reading Kumia's arrest record, if you go back and watch it, it was kind of starting to fall flat already. I mean, it got a big pop initially. You got the initial trolling on Kumia, which I do think was funny. Oh, you're going to troll me, motherfucker? Well, I'm going to read your arrest report. I do think that was funny. But it started to lose its effectiveness. So, John should have just gone right into material. Do the greatest hits, the squeegee story or whatever. I'm not really familiar with his act. And he would have turned at least 50% of that crowd into, not necessarily fans, but okay, we got our money's worth. We got to troll him. We got to hear some jokes. Well, I don't want to clip Doom. I mean, I've never seen Kiki's comedy before. Now, to be brutally honest with you, I don't imagine she's funny. I can just tell. But I will watch it tonight and, defer judgment because I don't want to get on Doom's bad side, man. But let's listen to the first joke. I don't think Doom would mind me doing this. And if he does, I'm fucked. I don't want to be on his hit list. So I won't show it. Keanu C. Thompson's leaked.
And this would be a Doom clip. Again, another Doom clip. All right.
Well, let me say this, AC/DC. I think reading the first page of the arrest report would have been funny, but you're going to read the 3 or 4 pages of it. I just think that audience had a very short attention span. Swiftiest John, $1.99. Didn't Rodney stop doing Dangerfields 2 years in? No. Let me get the ray gun. Swifty, I think you're new to the stream. Thank you very much. I'm an LA comic, so I don't know the logistics of the New York comedy world. I don't recall Rodney doing Dangerfields a lot. I mean, maybe when he had like Dyson Roseanne on, in the late '80s. But that would be a better question for Kevin Brennan. Well, I tried eating your mom's pussy, but it was so nasty. I went back to the banana. See what I did there, Sergey? You're just not good enough. So shut up. So let's just hear Kiki's first joke.
Oh my God. Okay. Here we go.
Oh wait, hold on.
I'm glad Luke.
Okay, this is it's just Carl and let's see here. Can you give me a timestamp of when she starts doing the joke?
You don't know me. I know.
Oh, hold on.
To remind everyone that she recently called me a nobody. One of the things that she does is she talks about her husband Gino a lot in her set, as if Gino is like this super famous person that everyone knows. Like, well, you're married to Gino, you must address that, obviously. So she does.
Okay, so here's the first joke, and this is all we'll listen to. Now, I'm not going to judge anyone's comedy on just one joke, but let's see what she's got here.
You don't know me. I know what you're thinking. Since he's 24 years older than me, I know you're probably thinking, like, Keanu, she married some old rich man. She married for money. Ha ha ha. He's a comedian. He's basically impoverished, okay? I did not marry for money.
So she thought.
Long setup. Doesn't do it for me. Let's get back to it in a second. Sylvester, $5. Thank you very much, buddy. Love you, Big Earl. Wish I could see you live, but I'm in Illinois. Come on, Brennan, soon. You need to do more Dabbleverse meetups. All hail Earl. I'm Dabbleverse adjacent. Like, obviously, or maybe it's not obvious. I'm fascinated by the world. I just feel like, here we are at 7:16, my time. And, I just feel everyone has been talking about Friday night all day today. I'm behind on some of the super chat sound noise. We're going to go with the smoke detector chirp.
Ray guns. Hit 'em with the ray guns.
Thank you very much for the super chat. You saw me at the Laugh Factory. I perform at the Laugh Factory very sporadically. I'm a Comedy Store guy. So, I just think that Earl is James Vanderbeek with glasses. Well, I hope not James Vanderbeek now. I mean, that's a great insight into Hollywood when a working actor for 25 years is basically broke at the end of his life. The ray gun is back. I I think from what my internal investigation into the Earl Skakel world was that just a troll reported my channel for showing a weapon on the stream, which it just didn't happen. So, oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I love going on MLC when it's like Florentine and me and Chad and Kevin. I just don't, like I'm fascinated by the Stuttering John story because the Dantana menu is fucking awesome. To me, the Stuttering John story, I'm a comic, so I just think I did not do the Tesla Cafe yet. I'm just fascinated by how he could have handled it, and all right, let's see if there's another joke here with Kiki.
The joke was all comedians. have no
100%
money.
Meg.
But what's actually happening is that Gino, thinking he's a comedian, makes it so he has no money. Because there's lots of comedians who have lots of money. So I didn't understand that joke. Like, all the comedians that we know of, the Nate Bargatze and Seinfelds and Shane Gillis's and all these people that you know are rich.
Yeah.
Even Bert Kreischer.
Yeah.
He's barely a comedian.
Yeah, I'm getting pissed.
Is rich.
That was the quietest that I heard that room the whole night.
It gets quieter.
No, it does not.
And then it gets louder as
Oh
people
my
stop paying
God,
attention.
no.
It's so bad.
That's crazy. Also, you unlocked a memory of mine, which was that at one point when I was out in the bar before anybody went up on the stage,
I don't care about this stuff.
I did get to meet and interact with somebody who was.
Minutes.
Yep.
And it was her normal set.
Yep.
So,
So,
quick note, Tom,
keep it simple. And then she actually said something real here, which was hilarious. This was the funniest thing she said.
What I'm married for is he's handsome, he's funny, and he has a huge amount of credit card debt. So, no, I'm teasing. I think like maybe.
All right, that's not bad. You think she's going to say huge dick, huge amount of credit card debt. But here's the thing. I think that's a joke that's only going to work in that room because no one knows who Gino is. No offense, no one knows who I am. But you're banking on the audience knowing your husband's $33,000 in debt.
Really?
I know that voice.
So you hear me out there. He's $33,000 in credit card debt. We all know this. It's public record. And she goes, no.
And hear my husband laugh.
You hear Brian laughing, you hear me going, what?
It's like when we all went to see Joe Battery, so we're being so much
Yes.
fucking louder.
Yes.
Making better jokes.
About how, he's a lot older than she is. And so this joke.
I just have daydreams of like dropping him off at hospice, right? I'll see you later, sweetie. Maybe. Right? Horrible. That's good. And you know what? Come to find out, it's not where I thought it was. Very good. That's very good. Very good. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh.
So she got heckled there. Someone's like, do you know where Latvia is now? She's like,
Okay, I've heard enough. Not a great set, but, I mean, she's an opening act, so, she shouldn't be that funny. Someone is performing stand-up here. What? Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, listen, I don't know, Kiki. She might be the funniest fucking female of all time. I mean, that's literally the first time I've heard her act. And, I mean, I think a lot of just from the two jokes she just told me, they might work in that room in particular because most of the people know who Gino is in the room. But, if you go on the road or if you were at the Comedy Store doing that joke, you're not going to get a laugh because no one knows who Gino is. As no one knows who I am, once again. So... well, I don't just like to talk shit. I like to back up whatever I say with facts. And the facts are I've never heard her do stand-up, so other than right now. So you guys are getting a legitimate reaction. Let's see. Hold on.
Right?
here.
My husband and I were in Florida a couple of months for a gig, okay? Right? On the last day, my husband lost his shoes. Spoiler alert, he only brought one pair of shoes. Okay? We get into the Uber to go to the airport, right? And I went, they're not going to let you into the airport like that. He's like what? I'm like, you don't have any fucking shoes on, right? My husband, a normal person that's not Eugene Biscotti, would go, you know what, buddy, can we make an extra stop? Let's stop at a CVS, I'll get a pair of flip-flops or something. Not my husband. He goes, Keanu, just give me your shoes. And I took a deep breath, and I went, you know what? He just wants to know what it's like to walk a mile in my shoes, right? He wants to know full fucking well what it's like to have willingly married a retarded person. So I gave him my shoes, and I have to tell you, he pranced through the airport like Carrie fucking Bradshaw, like walking down Madison Avenue, and I looked at him and I went, oh my gosh.
Is there ever a payoff to this rambling and coherent nonsense? So then after that, what he does, and then when she made the Terry Bradshaw reference, Brian Johnson turns to me and goes, like, I'm not a big sports guy, and even I know that's so dated. Terry Bradshaw was a star quarterback in the 70s. What's she talking? Why did you bring up Terry Bradshaw?
And I might make myself sound very retarded right now.
Sure.
Is that not Carrie Bradshaw from?
All right, I think we've heard enough here. She seems to very long setups, and the problem is when you do very long setups, you've got to really have a big payoff because it's just, the shorter the joke, the shorter the payoff can be. But if you're doing this long-winded story and there's not like laughs in between, and you're relying on the one big laugh at the end of the joke, it's got to be a big laugh. And I don't think, I don't think it's there. So, but if I ever see a clip of her, I'll watch it. Well, I mean, you've got to have the big payoff. You can have a 5-minute setup, but you better have an applause break, laughter zinger at the end of that 5-minute setup. So, who is William Montgomery? I mean, I was with no woman last night at the Comedy Store. Whoa. I was with no woman last night at the Comedy Store. So, I mean, Hannah Berner, Hannah is smart because she has people write for her. I mean, she's been in front of cameras a lot, through being on Summer House and whatnot. So I'll give Hannah this. She's smart enough to go, hey, I'm not funny enough to write shit on my own. I'll just pay people to write it for me, and I'm an actress, so I can recite the lines. She basically does what Jeremy Piven does. But she's funnier than Jeremy Piven, I'll say that. Shannon Bernhardt was funny, yeah. Shannon Bernhardt was the perfect female comic for that era. I bet Jeff did. See, I'm going to wish my dearly departed friend Gilbert Godfrey happy birthday up in heaven because I'm not a bad person. I'm a good person. I'm going to show a video of me and John Mayer going to pick up Saget's car because I'm a good person. You see me posting shit like that? I don't know who writes for her. That's what I've heard through the grapevine. But, she's pretty open about it. It's not like she hides it. I know of one person who does write for her. I won't blow them up, but, Well, I don't mind the process if, I mean, listen, for a feature act like Kiki, it's really not, she's probably the perfect opener for Gino. she'll basically bomb or whatever so Gino can hit the ground running. Um, so, no, I don't know, Victory, what they say about finding a woman in LA. Oh, yeah, Gilbert Gottfried was great, you know. I mean, Sandra Bullock was great. I mean, Elaine Boozer, super funny. Did Dick Van Dyke die? What up, Big W? Kim's a very funny writer, so I could see Kim writing for Hannah Berner. Um, well, you know, see, here's the thing about the difference between me and most comics. I released all the sets I do. Some are really good, and some, you know, just you don't have the audience like you want them to. But you know, that's it's in a way, it's like why I also stream the Skid Row streams. I show the good and bad comedy. I released a show a couple years ago that I did at the not the Knitting Factory. What was it? The Boiler Room, or some club in Los Angeles that did comedy, but it was a music venue, the Burgundy Room, and um, you know, it's a music show, so it was not set up for comedy. The audience wasn't mic'd, so you know, I wasn't killing by any stretch, but I was doing okay to pretty good. But it sounded like I was bombing because there was very little audible laughter, but I still released it. Now, the Comedy Store, you got 4K cameras. The stage is mic'd, obviously. The crowd is mic'd at several different points of the room, the front, the middle, the back. So even when you're bombing at the Comedy Store, it still sounds pretty good. So, and I'm open to Kiki being funny. Getting back to that, you know, I'm not going to judge her on 2 clips. You know, it didn't sound like there was a lot of laughter. I mean, when you could hear the crowd more than you can almost hear the comic, that's not a great sign. But what up? Good morning, Jimmy Gardner. It's not morning for me. It's 7:30 Los Angeles times. You know, we're gonna go a couple more minutes. Hit the like and subscribe button, please. This is Shirtless Sundays. Yes, I do have pants on. Thank you very much. And we're gonna debut a new song by Buddhist Priest. So please support Buddhist Priest on YouTube. That's Buddhas space priest. And Trump bombed Iran. Mama. Yes, he did, Andrew Jacobs. Now I have a friend of mine who's in special forces. He told me, Earl, get ready. The bad guys are coming here now. So not exactly what I wanted to hear, but see, I don't know who that is, Jimmy. I'm going to assume it's an insult. Earl, did you like Scream 7? Well, here's the thing. I watched Scream yesterday. I did not get some of the inside jokes from Scream 7, to be honest with you. But now I do. I mean, it was a fun movie. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. Scream was ridiculous. You know, I liked the cast in Scream better than Scream 7, but you know, it's an entertaining movie. I mean, I don't think Brendan Schaub's funny, but I'll say this: he didn't try. You know, like it. What he did was the equivalent of me going up to Dana White on an airplane, going, "Hey, I'd like to fight in the UFC next weekend." Dana White would probably be like, "Well, what's your experience?" Well, I had a few boxing lessons with the Weaver triplets, Mike Weaver's twin or triplet brothers. I mean, he didn't practice. He didn't go to open mics. You know, I'll give Blake Griffin this. When he was trying to get into stand-up, you know, he was going to open mics, and he was waiting for 2-3 hours. He refused to be let on early. When people go, "Oh, my God, you're Blake Griffin. You want to go on right now?" And he'd be like, "No." So he didn't put in the effort, and it showed. Danhausen did not go over well in his WWE or WWF debut last night. The word is it did not go over well. I saw a clip of it. I didn't hear boos. I just kind of heard uninterested crowd noise, but I personally did not hear boos. I've met Danhausen several times. Great dude. Great guy to talk about the business with. He spoke with me at the Ric Flair roast. The next day, there was like a Comic-Con for wrestlers. He spoke with me about the business and how he takes independent bookings, and it was really fascinating. I got to the Comedy Store late. I saw my friend Dustin Ibarra. Chappelle was there in the belly room, so it was just people running around all over the place. I wish I saw Nikki's mom. She told me how funny I was once. And they're like, well, tell your daughter to help daddy out. Now, Nikki's got the juice to be like, hey, I want Earl on the next roast. Well, Jeff doesn't want Earl on the next roast. Well, I'm a bigger star than Jeff, so Earl's on the next roast. So, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. How are you not a WWE announcer? I will be in attendance next Sunday, AEW Revolution. And I will be reporting live backstage. I would be a great AEW manager. Put me with Wardlow. Well, it's a one-note gimmick. It's funny, but what do you do with it? I mean, you could never make him champion. He's mid-card at best. So, he could be like part of a whack pack like the Brood or something. But and WWE doesn't really do that type of stuff anymore. So, but, AEW had kind of, I don't know if they dropped the ball on him or, they just didn't have anything for him. So, I would be amazing. Oh, I would love to be in a segment with Don Callis where I just rip him. No, I don't think it's good. Listen, I'm not a great joke writer. I'm a good performer. I'm much more a performer than I am a comic. And I'm quick. I was blessed with a very quick mind. And let's get to 80 likes. Let's get to 100 likes and 100 people in here, baby. I mean, I don't ask you guys for much. I ain't grifting for money in here. I'm giving you expert stand-up comedy analysis on Friday night's shit show. I'm just a comedy soldier trying to entertain you guys. And we will debut a new song by Buddhist Priest because in about 5 minutes, I can do a double bicep, but I'm not feeling it right now. I don't have big arms, to be honest with you. I have skinny arms. But I do have great traps, neck, and look at that shoulder definition from 57. Look at that. Look at that. From trap to shoulder. Look at that. 57 years old. And I've got the body. Look at that. Now, I don't go any lower. You got to pay for that. Yeah, Will Sasso does have great legs. I mean, he's no baby Platts like I was back in the day, but he's a good man. I'm not quiet tonight at all. I've been talking for 65 minutes. You want an RF? You got to do, that's a super chat. I don't do impressions for free in here. So, sorry. That's just the way it works. Fuck yeah. fornicate. Canadian $2. Give us the more money, bigger things speech. I mean, that's usually $10 and up. But I'll do that at the end of the stream. You know, we've had a lot of trolls in here tonight, talking shit, trying to make me feel bad. You're not funny. Put your shirt on. Just know this, you trolls, you anonymous fools. Fake names, no photos, because you got a face that can make a train take a dirt road. You might be next, but you'll never be first. Because there's not a day that ends in Y where I wish I was you guys. Most of you have the complexion of Edward James Olmos. You have nothing in life I want. I'm Earl Skakel, 6'1", 205 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal, always sweet, never sour, and the man of the hour. And there ain't a day that ends in Y where you guys have something I want, because if I wanted it, I'd already have it. Earl Skakel. Let's get to, you know, you're supposedly 57, but the hairline says 77. You can do better than that. You can do better than that. Come on now. Hairline joke. Come on. You can do better than that. The mods are sleeping tonight, so yeah. The mods are... No, I don't mind the trolls, because there's not a single troll in here who's gotten the better of me. They never will either. You know, when I end this stream, you know, they're getting a little bit of attention right now, but when I end this stream, I go to bed on a custom-made mattress. I'm going to dinner with a girl half my age tonight. I'm going to put on custom-made leather pants made by Slash's girl. I'm going to put on a custom-made leather jacket made by Slash's girl. And the trolls who use anonymous names with 7 different numbers at the end of their screen name, no photo, they're going to go to sleep on a futon with 3 of the legs not working of the 4. You got nothing. Nothing. You got pimples. If it was raining pussy, you guys would get hit in the head with a dick. And you think you're going to take me down? I don't think so. My name's on the wall, the #1 club in the country. I wouldn't even entertain playing a shithole like Rodney's. I got more leather jackets than most of you have friends. Yeah. So you can take my shirt that's on the floor right now that costs more than anything you got in your house, and you can kiss my ass. Kayak, this channel is about a 57-year-old unknown comic dealing with trolls on the internet. Now you might think, well, I don't think this guy is this funny for a internet stream. I've got about 1,400 videos on my YouTube page of my stand-up. And you can go watch them. And if you think I'm funny, come back. And if you don't think I'm funny, come back. I'm absolutely my biggest critic. Canadian, hold on here. You know, the stream is moving to Canadian, $5. Fornicate. Who's your biggest critic? Yourself? 100%. You take the midnight subway train. You know, I'm very hard on myself. Now, hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I'd like to get to 100 likes before I end the stream tonight. This is the debut song from the new album by Buddhist Priest. Skakel back in the house. Thank you very much for sticking it out, you guys. I had to take care of some business. Monkey business. This is a Karmic X stream. How dare you? I'll end the stream right now. I've done a 75-minute stream for $18, and that's the thanks I get. Who was at the door last night? Foreign Kate. Don't worry about it. Why don't you guys worry about the women in your lives? 103 likes. Thank you very much. We'll go another 5 minutes, and that's it. We will end at the 80-minute mark. And then you guys can do whatever you'd like the rest of the night. Shirtless Sundays is now officially over. I've got my John Barbados Poison shirt on. And, you know, another fun stream. You guys are all soldiers in the Earl Army. This was Earl of the Sunset Strip. We'll finish the rest of it. Whoa, whoa. Made by the great Buddhist priest. I don't watch WWE wrestling, so I don't know who won the Elimination Chamber, but I will be in attendance next Sunday, AEW Revolution. And I will be at the Comedy Store Saturday night. And that was Earl of the Sunset Strip, Buddhist priest. Now before we go, we have Lois, the Cosmic Streamer. There's, this one is 6 minutes and 15 seconds, so we won't quite do that. But we will debut the new hit single from Buddhist Priest tomorrow, Lois, the Cosmic Streamer. It's a video, too. So, no, I don't have my theme songs on Spotify. You have to follow Buddhist Priest on YouTube for all the tunes. And you're going to be on the Joe Rogan Experience anytime soon. Nomadic 11. Joe said something about having you on in his second to last podcast. That's news to me, but I don't know if you're trolling me or if you're telling me the truth. You know, I don't want to ruin the allure of the internet, but some people lie on the internet. But I do believe Joe is running out of guests. So, can you tell us your best Dice Clay experience? Absolutely. I was hosting Potluck, and I'm hosting Potluck tomorrow night as well. And I had to bring up Dice Clay, and he told me I was funny. And then afterwards, Dice took me into his custom-made Dodge Challenger, and he played for me his son's band, their newest single. And it was just surreal to me that Dice Clay is really the reason I wanted to do stand-up. I saw him by myself at the Wiltern Theater, I think around 1989, when he was really starting to pop. And I was like, damn, I want to do this for a living. Now, it took me another 10 years to have the balls to do it, but fast forward to me being in Dice Clay's car, being a fan of his from his very first movie, Making the Grade with Judd Nelson, and then becoming a fan of his. Before I knew he did comedy, he was in one of my favorite TV shows of all time, Crime Story, which was the show Michael Mann left Miami Vice to do. So it was pretty awesome to come full circle. All right, guys, you got 1 more minute left to say something nice, to say something mean. I did meet Rodney Dangerfield once. Not the greatest experience, to be honest with you, but he was toward the end of his life, so I'll cut him some slack in that regard. Heat 2 on the way. Great cast so far. We've got, if you believe the trades, Leonardo DiCaprio, Christian Bale, Austin Butler. I'm sure there will be, what up, Jimmy Threewood? I'm sure there will be some actors from other Michael Mann projects. That's one thing Michael Mann does, is he uses a lot of the same people. So if you watched like Heat, you'll recognize, you'll recognize like Izzy from Miami Vice. If you watched Thief, Michael Mann's first movie with James Caan, you'll recognize Dennis Farina and John Santucci from Miami Vice and Crime Story. So you never know who can get on a potluck tomorrow. You know, I'm already getting the emails and DMs asking me how I'm doing and how funny I am from people I haven't talked to in 5 years. Earl Skakel over and out.